Hey everyone, it's Sundown, and it's time to cook again. Today I'm going to make biscuits and homemade sausage gravy, which I'll show you how to make the gravy. I'm not doing biscuits from scratch, so I'm using frozen, which are, in my opinion, just as good. Going to preheat the oven at 400. And go ahead and turn on my burner.
To what setting?
Got it on 6, so medium. So I've got my sausage. Get ready to cut. It's just 1 pound. It's the roll. Either one will work. I went to my favorite store. I went to Aldi, so they do not have fresh sausage. Everything is rolled. When you do your biscuits, always want to make them connect like this. That's what helps them rise. They don't have to so much as hit the edge. Just as long as you put them in the center, it's going to help them rise up and get taller and fluffier. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, so go ahead and cut your sausage open, and you're going to take the whole roll, put it in there, let it heat up for a second. Go ahead and throw this away. And I'm going to wash my hands real quick while this is doing this, but I'll still be talking. So is what you want to do is you want to brown that sausage up, and you want to crumble it. Get it as small as you can, or you know, it didn't have to be extremely small if you don't want to, but we like it pretty
finely ground.
Pretty finely ground. Yeah, that's a good word. I like that word. I like what you've done with that word. That's a nice word. So I hope everyone is having a good Saturday. It's Saturday now, so I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Had a good week. It's been a little crazy. Went to bed and the other day and everything was good. Temperature was warm. I was excited. I'm like, yeah. I woke up and there was so much water outside. I felt like I was at Lake Erie. It was terrible.
Is there a reason why you're using such a stock pot?
It just makes it easier. Keeps the splatter down on the grease. It makes it easier when doing the gravy, to be honest with you. I mean,
okay,
you can do it. You can do it in a skillet, but I prefer using a deeper pot, stock pot. It just makes not making a mess a lot more simple.
It makes not making a mess less messy.
Exactly. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get an actual tripod that works. I'm going to have to teach it how to talk. Maybe
I'm sorry.
No, I mean that in a positive way. Because, when I get in the kitchen, I'm just I'm like an old truck driver. I just focus on what's ahead of me, and I'm gone. No more. I don't. It's not that I don't mean to talk. It's just when I get quiet, and I get focused. You can go ahead and add a little bit of salt.
Now, it looks like you were just doing that on the floor, but you were doing it in the cap, right?
Yeah.
Please. Thank you. Just checking.
Go ahead and add you some salt and pepper. You don't want to add a lot. It's going to help cook into the meat.
So do it while it's still
raw. Yeah, while it's still raw. And then just bust it up.
And you do it to taste, right?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit less, a little bit more, however you would like it.
I start out. You can always add. You can't take away. So I always start out less, and then just go from there. So you'll see me constantly tasting and everything. Turn this heat up.
Taste it now, Sundown. Don't do it. I'm kidding.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I just dared him to taste that, and I could see it in his eyes. He was pondering it.
No. Excuse me 1 minute. Heat.
Now, the stove says it's still preheating. Is it going to be a problem that you put the biscuits in before it was fully heated?
I don't never wait till it's preheated. I just check. I don't use times, which is bad, especially doing a cooking channel. How much did you put in there? Oh, enough.
How long did you put it in for? Long enough.
Exactly. It's just, I've been cooking for so long. It's like, I don't know. You know, Mush will ask me this, and it's like, she goes, how do you know how much you put in there? I go, I just know. I don't know. Like, even if I follow a recipe, I don't have measuring spoons out. I don't have measuring cups out. It's all eyeball. So I'm gonna have to retrain myself on that.
There's a feline tail right behind you.
Oh, well, hello, Perseus. How you doing?
I'm doing Scrounge Hound. How are you?
Oh yeah, every time.
He begs worse than a dog.
But he does not get up on stuff that he's not supposed to, so that's always
Except for my craft cart.
Well, the craft cart, yeah.
Because of all the washi tape and all the magnets. The cover minders.
Just to make this easier, I got a spoon. It's not one of those fancy spoons, but it's a spoon.
Yeah, you're a very much a just cook by feel
Yes.
type of person. Which is not helpful. It's not helpful for people that are type A like me that must have the measuring thing and just, you know, have measurements exact.
I'm getting there. So this is 1 pound of sausage.
There's the measurement for us. Thank you.
There's one thing.
Now, are you going to put the recipe with measurements in the description box down below, sir?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, I will.
Because some of us like measurements. Thank you.
Yeah, I will. It's going to be a little difficult, but I'll get it figured out.
So what you're using is a little meat choppinator, right?
Yes.
That's the official technical term.
If not, it sounds good. I like it better than the other. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. The choppinator.
Yes, the meat choppinator 1000 because it's really old. I bought it a long time ago.
Hey, as long as it works. So you want your sausage to be crumbled up. You want it to look good. Not too big.
And pretty evenly crumbled, like no big and little pieces. You kind of want it all equal.
Yeah, all equal and everything.
What is that? Uniform. That's the word I'm looking for. Uniformly broken apart.
Yes.
Whether that's bigger chunks or littler chunks, whatever you prefer, but uniform.
I like uniform.
What are you getting?
Getting some flour down.
All right, so I see that you have obtained some flour, sir.
Yeah, it's for a roux. A lot of problem that people run into they'll be like, oh, I don't like making roux because it tastes like flour, and you know it don't taste right. Well, the problem is a lot of times you have too much flour, or you haven't let your roux cooked, so you're putting raw flour into that. And for some reason, I guess this sausage was on a diet because there is not a lot of fat in this thing at all. There should be grease everywhere. So I'm gonna.
You're gonna grease it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna add in some butter. So let's see.
Well, look at him being all measurement conscious. Thanks.
Two
lines.
Yep, 2 lines, and that is going to be a teaspoon.
Tablespoon, isn't it?
Is it table? I don't know. I don't have my glasses on.
Tablespoon?
Yes, tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
That's what I told you.
2 tablespoons. Not teaspoons.
I told you to put, but you didn't listen. I was just giving you the benefit of the doubt.
We're checking on the biscuits. How are they looking?
Looking good, actually.
Because you didn't let me look, and I'm the one with the camera.
Well,
okay.
I got the little
fur machine.
Little fur machine behind me. But as you can see,
they're not ready.
No, they're not ready, but they're puffing up, which is good.
So basically what you're saying is if your sausage is lower in the fat content after you've cooked it up and there's not much greasy fattiness in there, you can should add a little bit of butter to add a little bit of that fat in there.
Yeah, you can add a little bit of butter, a little bit of oil. You don't want to go too crazy because, like, if you add too much, you're going to be swimming in grease in your...
It seems to me like most of cooking, or a lot of cooking, has to live by the principles of haircuts. Just cut a little bit at first, and you can always cut more if you need to, but you can't grow it back real quick. So when you add something, you add a little bit, and if you decide that you need more, you can always add a little bit more. Yeah, you can't take it back out.
Yeah, you can always add. You can never take back. So I am going with a 1/4 cup flour to see what that looks like in here.
Is that just like a loose cup? We didn't pack it or,
No,
you know, flat?
Pack it.
Okay,
I didn't pack it.
Just scooped it?
Yeah.
So about a 1/4 cup.
Yeah, maybe it looks like it might take a little bit more.
What do you mean by it looks like it might take a little bit more? What is it supposed to look like?
Well, it all depends, really. If you're wanting a thin gravy, that'll be fine. We like our gravies a little bit on the thicker side, so I'm going to do a 1/4 cup and then a 1/2 of a 1/4 cup of flour. And you'll see what I'm talking about with stirring it up.
I'll help for the math inclined. 1/2 of a 1/4 cup is 1/8 of a cup. You're welcome.
Thank you. So we want this thick, like that. Okay. And let that cook for a minute.
Oh, I said math inclined. I meant math challenged.
Oh, yeah, close enough. All right. So yeah, me and math, I know math, but we don't get along always.
I see he got some milk right there. Now, what kind is that? Full fat milk? Is it fat free? 2%. Yeah. What kinds of milk can you use?
Any.
Okay. What will the effects be? Wateriness? I assume because the milk is the thin, you know, the percentier or the percent less it is, the waterier it is. You know what I mean?
It's not. I've made it with 1/2 and 1/2. That's rich. Full milk is good. You know, red cap, blue cap, to me is the best. The pink cap, it's not as rich. It's more easier on the stomach, I guess. But
I'm trying to get a good visual so people can see what it's supposed to look like. Integrated flour integrated into the meat.
Yeah, you want it like a crumble. So that right there is perfect.
You might see little flour balls, but you shouldn't see a whole bunch of dry flour balls, right?
Right, yeah, that's normal.
Okay.
That is normal. So we're going to add salt. Sorry, I leave the lids on when I grind because it just makes it easier. And that is going to be a teaspoon. We're going to use one of these teaspoons. Oh my goodness. Teaspoon. Thank you. It's just, I'm sorry. I know it's freaking. And then we're going to use 2 on the pepper.
Now, caveat, we do like peppery food. At least I do.
Oh, yeah.
Pepper heavy food.
Well, I mean, and the thing about this gravy too, if you just want pepper gravy, this is perfect. Just get rid of the sausage, make you a roux with butter and flour, and then you're gonna add this in there, the salt and pepper, and start stirring. And what freaks everybody out is I put a tablespoon of sugar in. And the first time I made gravy, she was like, "What are you doing?" But the sugar actually helps with enhancing the flavors of the sausage. Sage, it brings the sage out.
Is that sage sausage?
No, it's got sage in it, but it's not a sage.
It's just a breakfast sausage. Just It's not like a specific like maple or
No.
sage, or it's just country.
Country.
And what are we doing with the milk? How much are we doing of that?
Half gallon.
A half gallon?
Mm-hmm.
Yee, okay. That's a lot.
Why? I got bacon and potatoes in there for breakfast bowls. Bam!
Bam. Alright, so you can put that in. We're going to whisk it up. How important is the whisk?
Very important. You don't want it to scorch on the bottom. You don't want it to get that nasty burn flavor.
Oh, looking better.
Yes.
Starting to brown.
Yeah, but you see how they puffed up from touching each other? If you just throw them in there without, they're not going to.
The one time you missed the opportunity at a dirty joke.
I know.
I'm sorry. You're in the zone.
I'm still learning.
No, you're just in the cooking zone. You missed a dirty joke. I can't believe it. What have you done with Sundown?
I'm sorry. I'm failing.
They puffed up from touching each other. Does that happen often, Sundown?
I puff up.
Do your biscuits puff up from touching each other?
Yes.
Taking a little tasty test?
Pepper for sure.
Needs more pepper?
Yeah, salt is good. The sweetness is good. And I turn the heat up to probably medium high because I'll sit here and stir this for constantly. I'm gonna put about a half a teaspoon more pepper in there. And the sugar is good.
You let me get away with that too.
Huh?
What?
What are you doing?
I said wimp. Because you said only a half a teaspoon. Put the whole freaking shaker in there.
Oh, I know. You want the whole bottle.
I'll just eat the pepper straight out of the bottle.
She's not lying. I've seen her come in the other day and she's sitting in here in the kitchen. I'm like, what are you doing? Eating peanut butter. I'm like, peanut butter? Yeah. Pepper, peanut butter. She just had like whole peppercorns just chewing on.
No.
Dipping in peanut butter.
That's a fib. Don't try that. Please don't try that.
She had chocolate with it too.
Oh, stop. That's a fib. Do not try that.
Do not do that.
That does not sound appealing.
It's no bueno.
Don't eat pepper out of the shaker either.
But you can, if you want to, you can take your peppercorns if you have a grinder, and you can heat them over a low medium heat to bring the oils of the peppercorns out, and it actually gives your pepper a better flavor before you grind it.
I can confirm that.
And anytime you can toast any of your spices, it's
advisable.
Yeah, very advisable. It's way better.
Let's check our touching, puffing biscuits. Yeah, I know y'all caught that. He almost reached in there with his bare hand. Had he not been on camera, he would have, in fact, reached in with his bare hand. But that is dangerous to the normal, average human person. But to him, I don't know, he has no nerve endings in his, I don't know. He's superhuman and can do not do what he almost did.
Well, I mean, you did see me with the tops of the biscuits to check.
Yeah, his hands are like impervious to heat. So is his tongue. Good?
Yes. Now it just needs to thicken up.
And you do that just by boiling and whisking and splashing it at me, right?
Yeah, and stirring.
Okay. You flung that white glop at me.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yes, you're very messy in the kitchen with the gravy.
Yeah, but at least I clean up after myself.
Truth. And it didn't hit me. It went off to the side. It shot off to the side. So.
We've been there before.
Oh my god. Editing mushy. Reporting for duty.
So anyway, we're having fun. That's all that matters. So basically, is what it's going to be. Is it's going to be 1 pound of sausage. And then you're going to cook it and break it up as you see me do it. You're going to start out with a teaspoon of salt, and then you're going to start out with 2 teaspoons of pepper. You're going to let that all cook up. Hopefully you have enough fat content in the sausage. And if you don't, just add a little bit of butter to it. 2 tablespoons of butter. Let that cook down. You're going to add anywhere from 1/4 cup to 2/4 cups of flour. You're going to let it cook for a minute. After that cooks, so the flour's not raw anymore, you're going to add a tablespoon of sugar. Stir that up. Then you're going to start out with 1/2 gallon of milk. You're going to stir that and combine everything. Let it mix together, and then you're going to taste it. And then you can go from on how much you're going to need for, if you need more salt, if you need more pepper, if you want it sweeter, need more sugar. There, I just wrote the recipe out in my head on the fly. So I hope that helps everyone.
You are still going to be required to type it out in the description box. Sorry, sir.
Great.
I know what you were trying to do. You were trying to avoid the description box.
I'm screwed.
Or pinned comment. No such luck, sir.
Alright, coming out hot. Oh, those are pretty.
Your pretty, poofy, touching biscuits.
Yes, you've seen that. I touched that without.
We saw nothing.
Yeah.
Kitchen safety, very important.
Yes, it is.
Look at those biscuits. They look really good. They look floofy and, biscuity, but browned on the top. Perfect.
Huh?
Jinx.
Then you just want to take your butter that you took that 2 tablespoons off.
Old school. You are just using, that's how we used to butter corn on the cob. You just rip the top off the butter until you take the whole stick and just rub it.
That's how you do it.
There's none of this, cutting or shaving little bits off and carefully applying it. No, you take that stick and rub.
I carefully apply a stick of butter to them biscuits.
Biscuits.
Alright, so.
I would try to show the consistency of the gravy at this point, but the steam is too steamy.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it over there and show you. I'm going to turn these this way.
And again, the cookware that we're using is Ninja Professional Cookware. Yes. That's all the major cookware. And then the baking sheet is, I don't know, Rubbermaid?
Yeah, actually, I think it is.
Yeah, it is. It's Rubbermaid, and actually, they've been a really good.
I put this
cookie sheet set.
I beat the far out of it. I'm telling you.
Good.
Yeah, it needs more pepper.
What'd I tell you?
But it's good. Just
a skosh.
Yeah, about the other half a.
About the other half a teaspoon.
Yep. And then it needs about 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Now you're using grinders. Like how grindy is it? Is it like specks of sand ground, or is it chunks ground, or is it like you might? Oh man, down.
I almost burnt up my finger.
Oh no.
It'll be alright.
we had a whisk fail. You were beating that whisk and it broke. It gave up. It said no more.
Yeah, I've that's my favorite whisk. It's the only one that I can have that I can use in these pots. So time to go to good old Dollar General and get one of them dollar ones. It lasted almost a year, so I guess I got my dollar's worth out of it.
Well, anyway, how cracked is, how ground is that? Like, what's the granule size?
It's not baby fine, but it is fine.
Like, me, I think it's a personal thing.
You like coarse. This is not coarse.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you what it looks like.
I like coarsely ground. I like to bite into something and crunch my tooth on a peppercorn.
Kind of like a medium.
Okay. I'm weird like that though. I'm a pepper lover.
Oh yeah.
I like whole peppercorns on some things like steak and stuff.
Oh yeah, whole peppercorns on steak are good. But anyways, give me a second. I'm gonna try this again.
I'm trying to get a look at the consistency.
Oh damn.
Yeah, every time you add more seasoning, definitely give it a stir and a taste so that you can kind of judge.
And you see how that sticks to the spoon?
Yeah.
That's good gravy.
That's good gravy.
If you hold it to the spoon and it stays there, that is wallpaper paste. If you hold a spoon and it runs off, that is synthetic oil.
Synthetic oil, it's too watery.
Yes.
All right.
Behind the scenes, she's going to take a taste.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
I like that.
All right.
I'm hungry.
All righty. I'm going to plate this up real quick so you guys can see the finished product.
All right. We'll be right back. It'll be a minute or two for us and no time for you. So hang tight. Okay, money shot. We got to have a shot of the biscuit.
Oh, the biscuits turned out good.
Oh, look. Floofy.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty.
Nice and browned on top and bottom, but not too much. And they're soft and floofy. And here is a biscuit broken in half and covered with the sausage gravy that we made.
In a shadow, sorry.
In a shadow. A 5 o'clock shadow named Sundown. The sausage gravy that we made. And yeah, you can couple this with some scrambled eggs or some tater tots or, really whatever
anything
you want. A waffle, a pancake.
It's even good over toast.
Yeah, you could use toast if you don't have biscuits.
And if you want, you can use the chipped corned beef in a jar and make an SOS, which is shiitake on a shingle.
Shiitake. Poo-poo on a shingle.
Yeah.
Or couldn't you use chorizo?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I made that with the chorizo instead of this. And
it was good.
Oh, it was.
I probably say it all kinds of wrong, but I call it chorizo.
Yeah, it was really good. This is why I break the sausage up the way I do, because you get a bite of sausage in every bite, not just big clumps. And we're gonna have to watch and listen to you eat. Okay. Bon appetit.
Yum.
All right, I'm gonna have to go because I gotta eat.
Yeah, my plate. This was my plate. It is no longer my plate, apparently, because it has a big, huge bite missing.
No, I'll make you a plate. Alrighty, well, I'm getting ready to plate up some food for Mushy, and I just want to say thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been something that I make. I get a craving for sausage gravy, and I make it quite often, to be honest with you.
For dinner, to boot.
Yeah, dinner, it's the best time. But, any leftovers, like I said, breakfast bowls, toast, anything really that you want it on.
And you could use chorizo in there instead of the sausage. You can put a flavored sausage in there.
That turns out freaking amazing. But anyways, thank you for coming along. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. But we are getting ready to have dinner, so
woohoo!
I'm heading out. Feast.